Okay, so let's talk about this past Saturday's game as I am recording this on Monday morning of the 19th. And I just want to get this out of the way. Yes, I know I'm late to the party with this one. And yes, I know that people are flipping out over the final score and how the team did. But here's the thing, when you, one, have so much stuff going on in your personal life and you don't really have time to get to recording this until basically the weekdays. And two, you really don't have that much interest in watching a whole preseason game on top of that because you guys know me. I don't really pay very much attention to preseason. If I really want to know how the Steelers did in preseason, I would really just watch the highlights and just look at takeaways from stuff like that. So I know I'm not going to go full into depth about this, but those are the reasons why I'm putting this out now because I have time to do it. So let's just get that out of the way. And secondly, can't believe I have to say this again for the upteenth time. Preseason is not about winning and losing. It's about seeing what you have in your depth, the players you drafted, and in some cases, the players that you got in free agency. It's not about winning and losing. Like I said last week, the 2008 Lions 4-0 in the preseason. What happened in the regular season? 0-16. 2017 Browns 4-0 in the preseason. What happened in the regular season? 0-16. So let's just get on with this. So Steelers lose on Saturday by a final of 9-3. And to say that I was pretty alarmed or pretty shocked to see how poor the offense was is kind of putting it lightly. I mean, I didn't think the offense would I didn't expect the offense to like ball out against Buffalo, even though the Bills did lose a lot of pieces on the defense in the offseason. But I mean, I expected them to do better than what they turned in. And I know a lot of people are ready to, tear the head off of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for this game. But to say it's both of their fault completely, no, it's not. They do have blame in this game, and they did play poorly, yes, but it's not entirely on them. So with Russ, I know the stat line looks bad, but while I do assign some of it to him, not all of it, because he was healthy in the game and his movement did look fine. Let's be honest, guys, the O-line didn't really do him any favors. He had like no time to get a pass off. He had no time to make a decision. And that's where I'm going to start with this video. The O-line, I was really surprised by how poorly it played. I mean, Dan Moore, it was our starters too. Dan Moore was out there. Isaac Seumalo was out there. Zach Frazier played center again. James Daniels was out there, but you don't really have expectations for those guys because some of, they're middling to rookies. But the guy that I was concerned about on Saturday, seeing the highlights, was Broderick Jones. This guy we took in the draft last year in the first round, and I don't know what I was looking at with him with the highlights, but I mean, this guy just got pushed and shoved around all night. He gave up a couple of sacks. He got pressured all night. He had all the he on those two sacks, there were four pressures on them. He just looked out of place. And I blame the Steelers for that 100% because they have to get him out of that right tackle spot. I know that Troy Fatanu's hurt, but again, it's similar to what I led into. That's the Steelers' fault right there. They should have gotten better swing depth at the right tackle spot, and now they're stuck with it, and they have to play experimental with this again. So if Troy Fatanu goes down again, or if he has to miss more extended time, then we're screwed when it comes to the right side. We got to get Broderick Jones back on the left side, and when Troy Fatanu comes in, put him back on right. But Yeah, that was really ugly what I saw from Broderick Jones. It's not his fault completely. He's just not a right tackle. That's the Steelers' fault right there. And he should have done a much better job with beefing up that right side. So I blame the Steelers for that one right there. But yeah, Russ was only 8 of 10 for 47 yards. Like I said, is some of it on him? Yes, I assigned some of it to him. But it's not all of it on him because he had no time. The guy who I was not surprised didn't play well was Justin Fields. And I know people are going to be like, "Oh, he's young, Oh, he was screwed in Chicago." Guys, this is Justin Fields' fourth season in the league. This is the same thing that everyone told us about Mitch Trubisky a couple years ago when we got him. Okay? This is his fourth season in the league. I was never a fan of Justin Fields. The best way to describe Justin Fields is this. Every game, he has a game where he has like 5, 6 plays where he looks like he can be a top 5 quarterback, and then the other plays looks like he doesn't even belong in the NFL. And no game was more evident to me of that than Saturday when he was missing wide open guys left and right, and he took sacks of that on top of that, and he played virtually the entire second half with second stringers. And it's not like the Steelers were completely doomed in this game because the defense held up their part. They held Buffalo to 3 field goals, so I applaud the defense right there. Sacked our former guy, Mitch Trubisky, a couple of times. Yeah, he's Buffalo's backup again. So I applaud the defense for Saturday. They at least kept Buffalo out of the end zone. Offense couldn't get anything going. Justin Fields couldn't get anything going. Receivers were running great routes. They were getting separation. Justin Fields was missing them. And the one play, especially with the Fitzpatrick play, missed him. And he was wide open. It's not like he was being double covered or anything. Missed him. Instead, Justin Fields runs towards the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard gain. This is why I am not a fan of Justin Fields. I've been saying that ever since we got him back in March. And people killed me on that video about it. Do you see what I mean about it now? Yes, I know he has a strong arm. Yes, I know he's still young. Yes, I know that he had a bad situation in Chicago. But let me put it to you guys this way, okay? If a quarterback in today's league, where pretty much every rule is predicated around the quarterback's life being as easy as possible, is still bad and still has bad decision making and still is missing guys, odds are that's the quarterback that he is. And he was doing more of that this past Saturday. I don't know what else to tell you. He doesn't read defenses well. He misses guys wide open. And he doesn't have good decision making. He just doesn't. Now I know I could be sitting down here just overreacting about this, but from what I saw in the highlights, it only confirmed my case about how I feel about Justin Fields. I'm not a fan of the guy. All right? So, the way I see it, maybe Russ has time to polish up his skills and maybe Russ can play better and the O-line can improve, but I don't like Troy Fautanu being out. I don't like that Jalen Warren may miss week 1 now because he has a hamstring problem. I don't like that. But I'm not also going to sit down here and say that the season's over based off of an ugly offensive showing for preseason. Okay? Like I said, I applaud the defense Saturday. I think the defense did pretty well. 9 points for Buffalo, kept him out of the end zone, held him to 3 points. Keep up the good work there, defense. But this offense, and more specifically the O-line, definitely needs to up things up here. And I'm especially holding the quarterbacks accountable as well. I can't emphasize this enough. It's not all on them, but they need to do their part as well, especially Justin Fields. Anyway, our final preseason game is next Saturday, I believe. We play the Lions, and then we got the regular season. We head down to Atlanta to play the Falcons. So, I'll come on here next week and make a preseason video about that game, and then I'll have hopefully my 53-man roster reaction up. I got my week picks all set up for September 2nd, and we'll go from there. But yeah, these are just my thoughts on the preseason second game. Let me know what you think. This is Mac checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.